And it's happening again. I don't know much about this game since there wasn't that much of a description on it, on the page for itch, but we're playing it now, and that's all that matters. This is a horror game that deals directly with agency and autonomy. Elements of this story include body horror, altered mental states, and helplessness. A detailed content warning is available. Act 1. From begin to you are still. Unsafe living situation. Structural. Agoraphobia. Isolation, drowning, claustrophobia, and panic attacks. Act 2. From you are squirming to you will never be alone again. We have body horror, including animals with skin, starvation, victim blaming, gaslighting, derealization, and dissociation, paranoia, darkness, and futility. In Act 3, from you are lost to the end, disorientation, dream states, and unreality, elements of control, puppetry, body horror, teeth, existential dread, agoraphobia, car accidents, fire and immolation, terminal illness associated with smoking, coercion, and mortality. If you have a problem with any of these, I suggest you turn back now, or stomach it, because this might be 3 parts, depending on how long this will be. Once again, I thank everyone. Actually, I didn't say this before. Why am I saying thanks again? Thanks again. Thank you everyone for watching my last video. It means a lot to me to know that a few people care to take the time out of their day to watch my crappy videos. Please expect aspects of the graphics and sound to warp and distort throughout the game. Headphones are recommended. Good thing I'm playing with headphones. There's always another way to be. You know that only your stories have lives outside of you, so you keep them with you, all of them. You are caustic and noisy, and entirely yourself, except in those moments that you aren't. There are always other ways to be. You are home, right? You are home, and your home is narrow. Your home is a set of narrow, aching stairs. Your home is more steep than you expect, even though you know. Your home is a throat, and you are chewed, but never swallowed. Your home is moldering, black spots fine as fetishy. I don't know. I'm not that good with English. The walls below the waist of your home leap through storms. The plaster is all gutted, all masticated, all gone to rot. You choose not to know you are ruined. Let's go with gutted. On a glue trap, there is something that used to call this home. You are home, and where the weather's stripping hasn't cracked, the glass has gone instead. It is cold at home, where the light is tungsten, the skin of each brightened bulb pulpy and warm. In warm light, all hands look warm, you know better. In warm light, the walls of your home are all jaundiced, too honest, too crowded. There is nowhere else to go. It should stop you from going, that you could know the nothing that lives everywhere but your home. You are on thin ice. You are on thin ice, and it is only getting thinner. You have never felt more solid in your life, more sinking. What's over here? What's going on? Your sinking feeling swells, vicious and shifting and sound, and you know you've never been even. You've never even been sure of where to put your feet. Never known much past putting one foot in front of another, and putting yourself anywhere but where you already are. Feels like nothing more or less than the feeling before sinking. The sinking is inside of you now. What would walking away get you? Where do you think you're going? One foot in front of another isn't good enough to know whether your next step will send you through below to where the sinking feeling lives, when it doesn't live inside of your chest. You're still on the only getting thinner ice. Still, the sinking feeling, one you're used to. You have only ever wanted, but you cannot have. You, an anchor, a sinking feeling, better than to take something you love down with you. Between you and thin ice, something will give. You are late. You are late, or you will be late. A subway car is partial, rambling, and crowded, and when it stills, it comes as a shock. It remains so still. A subway car is partial, maybe an eighth of the whole. You have always been partial to the subway. There was no lulling transit to trust, nowhere you grew up. There was no way to find the way to work with others, no morning commute, no subway stopping. In the uncommon stillness, you consider the thin wall of the subway car and the thinner space between it and the channel in which it sits. There is concrete, and beyond that concrete, there is skeletal rebar that bears the weight beyond it, and beyond that weight there is earth, the dense earth under a city, packed like snow beneath a goose. You are not going anywhere. This subway car is so unlike a lung, no slack. The subway car was never meant to breathe. You know that much from how stale the still air has gone. Without the heave of a train in motion, the only thing throwing sound into the subway car are all the lungs within it. Not your lungs. Your lungs have ceased. They've gone still as the subway car inside of you. All skeletal rebar, all the weight you can bear, and the concrete besides, and the earth besides that. You are still. You are squirming. You are on a glue trap, squirming. When caught in a glue trap, some mice writhe free. Something weird going on, right? Free. They leave behind their hair and skin, and don't make it further than the basement staircase. What are you leaving behind? You've been leaving for so long, and now you're stuck. If you can make it to the staircase, we can call that close enough. What can you leave behind that you can live without? You're all twisted up like a broken hand, and you're not going anywhere, not whole. A moldering apple, gaunt pulp beneath the skin, is the easiest sort to tear. As ready as a glue trap, there is a half-emptied bottle of pine sol waiting for you on the floor at the foot of the stairs. The plastic casts a hollow shadow, and you take it as the first finish line to cross. You almost make it. You are not lying. You aren't. An odd thing to insist on, but alright, you are not lying. You said that you wanted this. You wanted this. What exactly did you expect? Did you expect to find a home here? You must know that's not what places like this are for. Don't panic. You're not doing yourself any favors. Remember, you wanted this. Everyone else has done what they're supposed to, and all you've done is insist you aren't lying. So maybe you aren't lying, but you've been thinking about where it all went wrong, haven't you? It's simple, earlier than that. There is no fixed point, no occasion that brought this on you. You don't seem to remember. This is not a story. In that way, I suppose it isn't simple at all. You're always telling stories, and maybe that's the problem. You're so good at telling stories. No, you are not a storyteller. You are absolutely inglorious. You are an insubstantial collection of allergies, overdrawn accounts, and a predilection for things that hurt you. You'll have to realize at some point, though, that the story does need an ending. Now, without lying, do you think it ends well? You are not alone. You've tried everything, it feels like, and still, you are not alone. These are thin, knuckled trees, dense and dour. The kind of trees that everyone knows better than to walk through after dark, and you're walking through them for that reason exactly. You know better than to walk through them alone, but you aren't, are you, alone? split your lip, or someone has, it bleeds freely. You are not alone, but you've tried everything you can think of, searching for an ounce of privacy. You cannot get out from under the someone that goes with you. Whether they are watching does not matter. They are there, and you can tell that they are there, and it is ruining you. For the longest time, you've treated windows like one-way mirrors. You've watched with an abject sort of carelessness that has never invited others to watch in return. You hold out one hand and clutch at each poplar in turn. You stumble, caught in catching yourself before you take to the dirt. There is a pause as you're stumbled, almost falling. You're staggered, inelegant breathing. There is someone here, and it sounds like they are breathing, where you are breathing, an echo, without distance. You are not alone, and you are pulling up as much skin as you are, scabbed when you run, your snagged nails up and down, your craggy arms. Someone has broken your fingers. Someone might have been you, but there's no way of knowing now. You bring a hand up, hold it parallel to the nearest passing aspin. The pale, scored flesh matches your own. You pull, knuckling each finger until they've twined the trees. When each finger is where it belongs, you know that you are not leaving these woods. You are not alone, and you will never be alone again. You are lost. You are lost, and you are missing some crucial sense of how it is you've gotten so lost. You were somewhere else before you were here, or you were something else before you were this, or you were some other way than the way you are now. So something. You must be dreaming. Yes, you are dreaming, and you are dreaming. You are lost. You are lost, and the curtain has come up without you. You are the main event, but you've lost your place in the script. Can't find yourself in the sheets of music that spin around you like motes of dust. You are under a light that should be warming you, but the only heat you have is your humiliated pause. You are joints and strings, and little else but knowing you are joints and strings. You know you used to make things fun. Rather, you used to make fun. It came easily to you to laugh at something like trying to mock anything that seemed like effort. Now you are joints and string, and the trappings of apathy. In that way, you have always been a parody, haven't you? You've always been all self-involved, all tangled up in yourself, all strings and joints and dreams. You are lost, and you are missing some crucial sense of how it is you've gotten so lost. You're somewhere else. Oh, it's repeating. You must be dreaming. Yes, you are dreaming. The environment around you is familiar, and you've lost a tooth. You are not the tooth you've lost, the moral you roll around in one palm, or the gap where the tooth once was, the aching space in your gums that you soothe with your tongue. The tooth next over turns without your realizing. You will lose this, too. Most aware, now than ever, before of how many teeth make up a mouth, have made up your mouth, as they fall, some snarl into the knit of your sweater, into your arched fingers, and others rattle to the floor. Without blaming, too, you laugh from the maw that used to be a mouth. You remember hearing once that when dreaming, losing your teeth represented a fear of losing something important. Something important you had said at the time, like your teeth. You had laughed then, too. You hold a fistful of teeth that used to have the context of your jaw, that used to shape your consonants and sharpen your grin, and you laugh. You'll wake up soon. Of course, you will see this as a dream, right? Or this is a dream, right? You've never not woken from a dream before. You are not going to make it. You are not looking ahead when you hit the branch, bracing the road, overcorrect, and occasion the end of your life. Or perhaps you are not paying enough attention when you don't quite snuff the stricken match that catches quickly, occasioning the end of your life. Or maybe it's that you did not listen when they told you that it would break you down, that it would eat you from the inside, each cigarette, a sentence written off the sum of you, and now it has occasioned the end of your life. This could go on. As you know, you will never be completely out of endings. You could go on like this. You could find occasion after your vacant not occasion, just trying to find a satisfying end. Do you really want to stay here? Do you know this place so well? Wouldn't you rather move on? Become something like yourself again? You are not. You are going to agree. You know that you are going to agree. You always do. Even when you object, you always agree. When you complain, you agree. When you compromise, you come around. Wouldn't you agree? You're all compromise. Always have been. You know as well as anyone that you don't taste bile as much as you feel it acrid at the back of your sinuses. You grimace. You are all compromise. All disgust. That's hardly a surprise. These days there's so much to be disgusted with, don't you think? You are more disgust and compromise than anything else. These days, you're practically varnished with it, armed with your disgust. It's more difficult than ever to just move along, isn't it? Your disgust is for moths. Any moth with more width than a dime. Your disgust is for every time you've chewed a flap of skin off your bottom lip and held it against the back of your teeth until you convince yourself to swallow. Your disgust is for soggy food and broken hair, anything catching and clogging drains, and for the smell of overcooked meat, and for the sound of ceramics grating against other ceramics. Your disgust is for mirrors and mirror-like things, for anything that shows you your own split, bitten down lips, and your blown pupils, your eyes raw from something like smoke. This is not yours to keep. You keep looking to the clock, but it will never tell you more than the time. You have to agree, this whole time, you've just been fumbling towards this. You agree, these stories were never yours to keep. You've always known that your stories are not for you, that there's nowhere to go but where you are going, no other way to be. You know that your stories have lives outside of you, and you tell them anyway. You tell another. You are home again. You are home, and your home is narrow again. Your home is a set of narrow, aching stairs. Your home is more steep than you expect. Again, even though you know. Your home is a throat, and you are chewed again, but never swallowed. Your home is moldering. You know, black spots fine as pithy. The walls below the waist of your home weep through storms. The plaster is all gutted, all masticated, all gone to rot. You choose again not to know you are ruined. On a glue trap, there is something that used to call this home, and like furniture, your grief is sturdy and simple. The spine of your home has been plied with rainwater and recedes again. You are home again, and where the weather stripping hasn't cracked, the glass has gone instead. It again is cold at home, but the light is tungsten. The skin of each brightened bulb, pulpy and warm. In warm light, all hands look warm again. You know better. In warm light, the walls of your home are all jaundiced, too honest, too crowded. Again, there is nowhere else to go. You know again that there is nowhere else to go. It should stop you from going again. That you could know that nothing that lives everywhere but your home. You are home again. You are home again. You are home again. You are home. End. 1 of 2. It's happening again. Alright. I might come back to this, depending on if you guys want me to, because reading this, listening to my voice probably could be stressing for some people. It could be good for other people, but hey, you never know. I certainly don't know, because that's why I need you guys to let me know how I'm doing, and if I'm doing it well. So please leave a comment on a game that you would like for me to play. Share this with a friend. If you wish, you may ring the like button. Don't ring the like button, push the like button if you want. Or you can ring the bell so that you're notified whenever I post a video. Now, I understand if you don't want to, since this is going to be a small channel. Hopefully it grows into something large with your help. But anyways, thank you, and I'll see you next time I post. Have a nice night, or day, or evening, whatever. Just have a nice night, or day, or evening. Just be good. See ya.